Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world watching this. A shout out to my one and only apparent fan, Kiss Kiss. Wonder what happened to Canadian Bubba. I don't know. Last time I knew he went to some kind of car show with his truck. I don't know. Well, that's what happens when you work on one car like that. You work yourself out of a job, basically. It's different if you have a garage or if you're like a field mechanic, where you got something new every day. But or like a car like mine, you can keep on working on it. Multiple generations of people. So, alrighty. On the agenda today, I got to remove the fuel rail and clean that again because it didn't turn out very well. It's kind of rusty and stuff. I don't want it to rot through. That's the last thing you need is a fuel rail to pop on your engine. Goodbye car. But it just needs, cleaned up and recoated with some decent underhood high temperature paint this time. And get ready for the new fuel lines and all that anyway. So disconnect all of that and plug up the manifold. And I got to blow off the engine first before I do anything. You got to clean the patient before you operate. So the agenda is to remove the fuel rail, clean that up, paint it. I have to repair a vacuum hose that controls the HVAC. It's that hard nylon hose. A long time ago it melted, and because it's under vacuum, it got hot and it collapsed. And I'm like, what the hell? How come the HVAC's, the blend doors or nothing's working? So I'm looking. It came out of the harness. It's not even protected correctly, and got hot, and because it's under vacuum, it just in the nylon hose, it gets hot and it turns into gum, and it just closed itself. So, the opposite of pressure. So I got some a piece of tubing to splice in the middle, and I got some reflective heat tape. I'll break out, wrap the whole rear engine harness. That's the one trouble, Achilles tendon, with older front wheel drive cars. Any kind of wire harness that's in the back near the firewall, that whole area is so congested and hot, and you have to insulate everything. I mean, it's just, if you're, worst case scenario, you're in traffic for, on a hot day someplace, idling the air conditioner on and all that. Underhood temperatures can easily get 300 degrees. You don't even realize it. It's all insulated, and the cooling fans are blowing. That it accumulates. So you got to protect things. I'm glad I don't live in some ridiculous hot area, though. I couldn't deal with that. But a lot of people don't realize this. Even newer modern cars, when you turn on your HVAC system in the winter to defrost the inside of your windshield and all that, what you're doing is a reverse air conditioning. You're taking the cabin air and dehumidifying it, taking your breath moisture out of it. Your breathing is what hits the cold windshield and then messes up the windshield. So if warm, dry air, that's why it's called HVAC. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning. Air conditioning doesn't just mean make it cold. People think, well, no, conditioning. You're adjusting the temperature, the humidity, to the speed of the air moving. That's all conditioning. So, and you want your air conditioner working in the winter. When you turn your defroster on, you'll hear the compressor clutch click, and the compressor runs. And people have asked mechanics in the past, how come air conditioner turns on when I turn the heater on? Well, that's not the heater, that's the defroster. That's totally different. You can't explain it to some laymen, they don't get it. But people think something's wrong. Running your defroster constantly, oh, that uses gas. Just like air conditioner, making it cold. Even I say air conditioner and I think cold because that's what's in our head. So, okay, enough ranting. I got a lot of work to do today. So I'll be pulling the cord out, and I'll come back and get the camera in a few minutes, and that's it. I got to blow off all the leaves and chunks of moss that are all over the place after the high winds. If you ever want to clean your house really, really quick, get an electric, not gasoline, of course. Get an electric leaf blower. Begin at the back of the room and just walk forward. Hit the walls, ceiling, whatever. You'd be surprised. I would advise also wearing a dust mask of some sort, respirator, N95, whatever, goggles too, just in case you don't want anything in your eyes. But this 150 mile an hour wind, this is just I've shown this before in my videos. It's a 3-piece motor and the 2 tubes. Electric. I saw a video recently of a guy had like an industrial, not industrial, but just a regular shop vac, and he was cleaning his living room carpet, and he's like, "Wow, this is way better than my regular vacuum." Yeah. Oh, my knee's clicking terribly. Ugh. Oh well. Hold on, I gotta move you. My Walmart's here. Be back in a minute. Okay. I just got a couple things for the week. It's so nice to get Walmart, groceries delivered. I began doing that back in 2019 when I first got out of the hospital. I wasn't able to go anywhere, so. And then the pandemic, or I should say, plandemic. Nothing political today, hopefully. I'm sick of all that. Ugh. I'm so tired of it all. I just want it to be over with. I put on X.com, just if you ever want to see, whoever's listening, you want to see my posts, it's the same name, Hubba Bubba Doopy Doop 1, not 01 or something like that. I am the only one in the world as far as I know, so it's very unique. Just type that in and there I am. I just put on X the other day I'm tired of all this every 4 years of turmoil, you know. And imagine a company changing hands every 4 years, because that's about what it is. It just changes owners. You get this. It's not like what Elon Musk did with X, though. Nothing's changed. I mean, with our government, I mean, nobody came in and cleaned house. And then the whole 4 years Trump was there, all he did was one lawsuit and investigation and hinder this and hinder that. I'm tired of that whole system, because one side, the Democrats, are very, very crooked. Like I keep posting on X. Democracy. You want to see democracy? Look at Christ being crucified, and not just Christ. Millions of people. Golgotha. There's a big hill. Still there right now. Thousands and thousands of bones, all deep in the ground after all these thousands of years even. Yeah, they used to, people don't realize crucifixion was not a death sentence. It does not kill you. It is a form of torture. The Greeks are the ones that came up with all the medical exploration and all the Hippocrates, Hippocratic Oath and all that. You know, cutting dead people open, see what makes them tick and all that, learning whatever they could. Well, they realized, you know, it's like almost Nazis. They took their knowledge and used it for bad. A crucifixion, the way you're suspended, right under your feet, there's a tiny block that's nailed onto the post, and that's what you rest the ball of your foot on. It's only 1 foot. The nail is driven through 1 foot into the other, on top of the other. Not 2 nails on both feet like a lot of pictures depict. And people have tried to debunk, a crucifixion, you know, no. It was not nailed through your wrist. Okay, you would bleed out. Your artery would rip open. And they don't want you to die. They want you to, it's torture. They put it through the palm of your hand. And when you're alive and adrenaline and dopamine is flowing and all that, and you edema, and you tighten up around that nail, and you hold on with all those tendons between the bones, it hurts horribly, but, you know, that's, you're not going to die from it, you know. And then your weight, all your weight is on the one ball of your foot. If you think the ball is like right here, right behind your toes, and it was carefully engineered torture, just like waterboarding. You know, they keep you just, you know, you think you're going to drown, you think you're going to die, but you're not. You know, I mean, you could technically maybe drown somebody, but not really. It's a torture. And then, you know, you look at a crucifixion picture of Jesus Christ, and there's like a papers hanging above his head. That was your charges, what they call charges, your crimes against the government. And that's for everybody to see. Crucifixion was a public torture, just like they did in medieval England with the, you know, stockades, it was called. You know, it's engineered perfectly for torture. And many don't know this either. When your torture was over, this centurion would come up behind you, and that's what those long spears with the hole in the blade, just like a bayonet on a rifle, has the air groove to let you go in and out quick without any vacuum to hold you back. This centurion's spearhead had a big hole in it, and they would come up behind you and thrust it, and that's why they were so long. They would come up behind you, you know, because when you're crucified, you're about 10 feet in the air. You know, birds pecking at you, you can't shoo them away. And the birds know, and the birds would gouge out your eyes and rip out your tongue, and just horrible, eat your ears, peck at your ears, and you'd be all bloody. The centurion would come up behind you and thrust it up your butt and go into your body cavity, and then mix it around like this, mix your guts around, and that would be a horribly, horribly painful death. And then leave you there until you're dead, and then let you loose and just leave the body there. Hang up the next one. It was like an assembly line. Back in those days, very, very horrible. I can't tell you how I know, but I know a lot about the Roman culture. It was very horrible. And that's what our government right now, the Democrats, are based on, democracy. You look at the famous painting of Julius Caesar. How'd they change hands? He got knifed in the back by his own people. The senators all had little boys they would play with. It was well known, just rampant debauchery. The Colosseums, the entertainment was gladiators, and oh yeah, look at this guy. He's a jerk or whatever. Let's throw him to the lions, literally. Let lions eat you. And that was the entertainment. And after a while, just like WWF or like MMA nowadays, WWF, that is acting. I mean, a little bit, but it's mostly acting. MMA, there's no acting. You're beating the crap out of each other. And it's just like gladiators all over again. Except nobody's dying yet. I mean, a couple maybe by accident, but it's not to the death, But back then it was. Even if you knocked the guy out, you had to kill him. And look at John McCain when he was alive. He would go like this constantly. And even our social media nowadays. If you like a video, what do? If you don't like a video, what do? Okay? Exact same thing. Because this comes from the Roman times. The emperor would go like this or like this. This meant you lived one more day. This meant you don't live one more day. Okay? It's the same exact thing. And this is really, really horrible. This is where empires have gone to die. I don't believe in democracy at all. We are a constitutional republic, representative-based republic. I know that's a mouthful, but we are a republic, just like Taiwan, a republic. Okay? You look at North Korea, that's the DPRK, Democratic People Republic of Korea. All right. South Korea, they don't name their government. They just, whatever, Or like England, you got a parliament. You got people that are in control with all that. I don't believe in all that. You should be able to have freedom. You should be able to be armed and protect yourself. And nobody's gonna, maybe a few in the beginning, but if like if Trump just said, okay, well, open carry the entire country, well, that's constitutional carry. Duh, it's written right there. I'm not going to get on my high horse about that, but that's part of your protection. No more carjackings, no more rapes, no more robberies. The bad guys know, hey, I'm going to get my head blown off. I better not try anything. Why is crime so bad now? Because there's zero repercussions. Zero. Smash and grab, looting, carjacking, rapes, murders. Oh yeah, nobody cares. I'll do what I want. Or if you do go to prison, it's 3 hots in a cot, education, medical, place to live, cops watching you. It's all crooked as hell, privately owned prisons. You're not there to rehabilitate anybody. You're there to generate money. That's all. Okay? It's not even a deterrent nowadays. Because if the right color or the right race or the right gender is the majority inside the prison, they control it. And the guards let them, and they know, well, you don't want some kind of, you don't want some kind of Attica riot on your hands, Well, let's just keep the peace. And that's what they do. Very, very horrible. In my book, prison would be a deterrent because you would be locked in a cell, no windows, no electricity, cold running water. That's it. No hot shower. You get some toilet paper once a day, enough to use it a couple of times. That's it. No hoarding anything. No favoritism. Nobody else in your room with you. 100% metal boxes. No more concrete or nothing like that you can chip away and all this bullshit that they come up with in prison to make it by. No. Don't make it livable. Make it a deterrent. Don't make it a goal or like a bucket list. Well, I want to go to prison. Yeah. It's all good. I heard this one guy one time. He goes, yo, CO, I'm going up north. Even though when you're here, the processing place is in Elmira, New York, which is south of here. But they're less educated. The cliche was, yo, I'm going up north. It's like, okay. And they'd say, I'm going up north 10 years, but it's all good. It's all good? Well, sure it's all good. Lift weights all day, eat nutritious food, nothing to do. You got drugs, prostitution, gambling, extortion. Please. They don't want to tell you prison's a racket. It's about generating money. They're not helping anybody. Alright, enough of the rant. Wet shine liquid wax. I think it's criminal what the government's doing right now, not helping the people of Turkey. Or if they are, it's like reluctantly because they called them out on it. This is an old trick right here. You dab on your wax. Dab it on. If you just wipe it, you're just moving it around. And let it sit there until it dries. Then wipe it off. Put the bottle under pressure, then put the lid on. Now it's under vacuum, it won't dry out. I don't mind using my YouTube channel as a political rant. I mean, I'm not yelling anything we already all don't know. So it's not like, oh, I gotta fact check him. Go ahead. I made this meme a while ago. It's like a cartoon picture of people in church, and the pastor's up there reading from the Bible, and you see a bunch of people in the crowd with like the glow of their phone lighting up their face. little caption bubble above each person. One is watching a game, the other one's looking at their emails or whatever, and most of them it says fact checking. It's just a parody joke.
Evian pouring out of the clouds. Look how wasting it is. Away from the clouds. Go down South Florida, Gulf Coast, Texas, all that, Coast of California, cars drop from the inside because the moisture is holding all that ocean water. It gets inside the doors and springs inside the car. Alrighty, I think
Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Undo the vacuum line off of the pressure regulator. It's just a hard metal line with 2 elbows on it. And unplug the injectors. Get a little pick. And pray for those poor people down in the path of the hurricane. So horrible. Those people don't have much as it is, you know. Some people put their whole life money into their house and property. And of course you got the assholes online that have to make it political, you know? It's like, God, haven't they had enough? There's this viral video right now of this young woman basically oh, it's good for a bunch of racists to get killed. It's like, what the fuck? That's like total brainwashing. And you don't wake up one day and just, you know, hey, I want to hate these people. That's learned. What's nice about these injector things, you don't need a pick. You just push the spring and it unlatches. You just push that, bang, there it is. Just be careful, don't push too hard or push too much. See if you can get this. Yeah, this little thing right here. See this? I get one you can see. It's each one's numbered and everything. But you just push like this and it takes the lock off and just pull it off and there you go. You don't have to remove anything or I had to use a pick to get the edge of the one over there because it was turned around. An old wire harness, you don't have to worry about, oh, I plugged the wrong one in. I mean, you know, it's been sitting there for over 30 years in one place. It's pretty much there. And just a crescent wrench, take off these old line connections. Well, I can't wait to get rid of this. And most Riatas, the way they engineered this fuel line, they made it kind of curve around here and go around the EGR. This is the EGR valve, digital EGR valve. It's not vacuum operated or nothing. What do you call it? You close the hood and it hits on the fuel line right there.
and it always messes up the hood insulation. Every Riata I've ever seen, the hood insulation's messed up right here because of the fuel line. What are you gonna do? They didn't have the technology that they do now, obviously. And this is how old I am. Ever see one of these? That's back when you took a can of oil. That's what the little ridge right there is for. You put your can of oil in there. And it could do transmissions, engines, whatever you want. It's flexible. I don't know if you can even buy these anymore. I just put a rag right here just to catch any drips. I don't think there will be any. Maybe some residual left in the, yeah. That's why my beautifully, when I got done with the work last time, all the paint is gone now because of that one injector that died, and then the other one next to it, Multec, original injectors. One of them died, and the other one next to it cracked and sprayed gas all over and thank God the engine was cold when it happened. If it had happened while I was driving in traffic or whatever, I wouldn't have the car right now, because this whole thing was just flooded with gas. I mean, just like, it looked like you took a gallon of gas and threw it all over the place. And you put gasoline on engine paint. I don't care what kind of paint it is. So everything's gone. So, oh well. I didn't really prep it that good back then anyway. I mean, you know, I didn't have the means that I do now. I'm not doing any engine work this year. This is about my agreement with the owner of the house, the new owner of the house. I have to get this registered. It's insured right now. I have to go to DMV tomorrow. And get it registered and get plates. And then you got 10 days to get it inspected. And you go from there. And I don't really drive it that much. I'm glad I didn't wrench these down tight. I mean, tight enough to run, but that's it. Okay. Well, that wasn't fun. I thought I was de-energized. Ugh. How nice. Well, you get to see it, folks. Oh, old gas. Oh, I should have taken the Schrader valve off. Yeah. Hindsight's 20/20. Did it hit the camera? Hopefully not. I'm glad I wear glasses. Holy crap. I got a little bit on my eye. Oh, that burns. Not the first time in my life. I've had antifreeze and gas and rust, whatever. Eat it, drink it, up your nose. Oh boy, that's old gas. Oh. I'm surprised it held all this time. It's the return line is really bad. The pressure line's just fine, but the return line under the car is very bad, and it leaks all over, and that's one reason why I got to replace everything. Well, when I'm all done, I'll have to just rinse everything off. Holy crap. Why is there so much freaking pressure in there? It does have a check valve. I'm not wiping anything off. It does have a check valve, so. Yes, I got fire extinguisher. In fact, I'm gonna go get it right now and bring it out here just in case. You never fucking know. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna shut this off for a few minutes. And I'm back. Washed my face really good. Most of the burning's gone. I'll be smelling it for a few days. SOG power lock. Use this for demolitions. That's all I got to say about that. Not allowed to talk about it. Okay, no problem. I'm not bound by any military code and all that. When you're private. Hush up, Hubba. Come take you away in the middle of the night. That ain't no joke. I bought this a while ago. This is meant for a car. BNC, not ABC, BC, liquids and electrical. It's meant for a car. It's got the bracket I got to mount, and you just snap this open real quick, and you pull the pin and push the nozzle. You know, one-time use. You don't refill this or anything, and it's. This could rescue you or anybody else on the road. So I'll just leave this right here next to my toolbox. Easy to grab. Here's the box, obviously. Master of the obvious. See, what have we got in here? Nothing. Good, okay. You know how many times people throw away their box of a product and like, oh, where's the screws? Where's the mounting bracket? Where? It's in the directions that you've been brainwashed by the media that you shouldn't read because it's not manly to read directions. I don't know what that horse shit. Here's the new fuel filter. One of the main problems of a Riata, a lot of cars back then, the fuel filter is it's on the driver's side, under the frame rail, right near the elements and everything, and all rusty, hard to get to. You know, it's like, who engineers this? You know, everything fuel like that. Don't bring it near the cabin or near where people are, you know. Keep it inside the engine compartment. It's called a firewall on purpose. There's insulation in there that's mandated to protect for whatever. The engine can burn down. Everybody in the car is just fine. Up to a point, I mean, you know. But, you know, the filter is going to be mounted over where the evap label and all that, belt routing diagram and all that happy shit. And I'm going to mount it right there. This is keeping up with the red and black of the car. This is 100 micron. Getting a picture here. Okay, I gotta learn where this camera is. It's a 100 micron filter, and you just mount it there, and it doesn't have any writing or anything on it. And you can take it apart. And you gotta get a wrench. Take it apart and clean it out and put it back together, reusable. Those paper filters are garbage. There's so much garbage. Just don't worry about it. This is way better. and you want to change it, you got one Allen head screw. Take it out, take it apart, wash it out with some brake cleaner. It's a stainless steel mesh that's in there. 100 micron mesh, and anodized aluminum. You know, that'll look nice. Not just about looks though. It's about easy to change. It works correctly. It comes with all the adapters, and they even give you a little Allen wrench to they even give you, the O-rings, everything. Multi adapter. The lines I'm putting on here are 6AN PTFE Teflon line with stainless braiding, and then polyester braiding around that, and pressure and return. And I got the mounting clamps for under the car and all that. No more steel lines, not around here. You can't. You're just looking for trouble. You get tired of playing games. Well, this thing is not easy to get out of here. When it's mounted, I just lift up on the... After you take the screw out, just lift up on this a little bit, and it's aluminum, you know. Here's the filter. If I can take this apart by hand, I doubt it. It's got little flats on there. I'll make sure and lube up these O-rings before I put it all together one last time. You know? A little bit of, just a tiny wipe with your finger of silicone paste. You never want to use any petroleum on rubber of any kind, unless it's Viton. I don't know if this is Viton or not. But here's your filter. Let me make sure here, yeah. Here's your filter. You know, one thing I'm not happy about this camera, does not have autofocus. It's what's called a fixed focus, and it's like way out here. That's why it's got digital zoom. Now that's zoomed all the way, okay, 18x. It's a little bit blurry though, you notice that? And there's nothing over the lens. I checked, you know, a lot of manufacturers will put like a plastic film you got to peel off and all that. No, there's nothing on this. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's a little bit, just a little bit, you know, it's not crisp, let's say. And this is, I got it on, what do I have in a 2.7K. That way I got a little extra. But here's the 100 micron filter. And it's all O-ringed and everything. And you just rinse it out, and there you go. I mean, I guess there's two ways to put this too. If they tell you, you put it on one way, and it hits this first and then filters, or you can put it your intake here, and it loads up the cartridge and then comes out. And that's the way I'm gonna do it. I don't want any restriction or back pressure. That's for like racing. If you know, you're only running it for a quarter mile, you know, you don't need you know, what do you call it? You want it unrestricted. I've seen a lot of people not even use a filter if you're just running quarter miles. What the hell, you know? Every restriction or connection is a potential leak. Then the way I'm mounting it is with get 'em out of I'd make a terrible brain surgeon the way I drop things. It's all the nerve damage in my hand. I'm using what's called jack nuts, or a molly bolt. You put it in, and then you put the wrench on it comes with, and you tighten it up. The screws that I bought are all stainless steel, cap head, Allen wrench, stainless steel washers, and that way, you know, it will never rot or anything. These are what's gonna. I got the anodized aluminum line clamps to hold the line to the car too, and use these. So, you know, a million times percent better than what it was. So that's the next little thing I want to do after I get the. Actually, let me put this on first. Then I'll take the rail off all the way. Because when I take the rail off, I got to bring it in to clean it, and then bring it back outside to paint it. I gotta position this where I can get to it. Let's see here. In and out. Oh yeah, that looks good right there. You know, I left the damn drill in the house. I walked right by it. Be back in 1 second. And I'm back. Alright. I'm going to put one in at a time. That way I'm not accidentally putting it on crooked. I'm not going to drill a million holes all over the place. Oh my God, he's drilling into his Riata. It's an exotic car. Yeah, I'll park it next to my Ferrari. Please make sure I got room here to drill. Oh yeah, barely. Holy crap. Let's see if this bit will go in a little deeper. Nope. That's what she said. Guess I can bring it down like that maybe. I might have to move this intake tube momentarily. It's pretty easy to get off. And titanium drill bits. Hard to push at this angle. This is nice about this Harbor Freight drill. If you hit something hard, it kicks the breaker off. It won't break your wrist or break something. See? You have to. I've read online people think, oh, the drill died, it's junk. No, it's not letting you ruin it. Plain and simple. So, here's what I couldn't do with my little action cam. I need a breather for a minute. Get something to drink. Hold on. Okay. So how you do this is there's a little wrench it comes with and a little insert tool. We're getting the remnants of the hurricane. It's so humid. Ooh. So what you do is you take the screw out. Yeah, I bought the screws and washers and all that separately. See, you put the tool on there. You put the tool on there, and then you just put it in, and then hold it with the wrench that it comes with, and you crank it down with. I gotta get a. Hold on one second. And we're back. This little tool that they give you actually says 3/16 on it. 3/16. I gotta go get a wrench or something. Everything I have is metric. Nothing will fit it, so I'm just using some vice grips to hold on to. 3/16. Yeah, thanks, China. The woes of the Western world. What the hell am I doing here? I get the wrong drill bit? Now let me see. Oh yeah, that was the pre-drill. I didn't want to go in. I didn't want to give her all at once. How's that? Let's see. They're over here in the bag. Yeah, you never just want to. Oh, I thought, what the hell? You never just want to throw the drill in all at once like that. Hold on. So 3/8 to 1/2. That's all I have. I don't want to make it too big, you know. Let me see. I don't know when I get my freaking calipers to start measuring shit. It does look like, yeah, 1/2 inch. It doesn't tell you though, yeah. Hey, this is what it's gonna take, kind of thing, you know. I guess they don't instructions, you know, like that. If you need that kind of help, you shouldn't be doing this. There we go. Yeah, a lot of drills. You start. Let me get the air duct hose out of the way. A lot of drills, if you get going and it hangs up on something, just break your wrist. Or break the drill. I've seen that happen before. You hit something and the guts of the drill got to rip apart. Hey, gas all over the place. Wow, that brings back some memories, right? Oh, I can't wait to rest when this is all done. Yeah, see? Damn, everything on this. This is one of those messed up cars back then where you got metric and SAE. It's like, you know, can you make up your mind? I really don't have a lot of SAE sockets anymore. I don't use things like that very rarely anymore. One of the best things I ever bought is this little adapter. It goes to 3/8. It's got a magnet inside of it. Pull the collar up to guide whatever bit you put in there. Put whatever bit you want in there, and you can use your sockets on a ratchet. So now you got an impact screwdriver. Swear to God, only dealers would put up with this. The way the techs have, you know, this J tool and that J tool. There we go. Yeah, I got a nice new MAF sensor, everything to put on here. Eventually, not right now. That's not imperative. See, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's not letting you hurt yourself or hold on like He-Man to a stupid drill. There's no reason for that. Just wait a couple seconds and reset itself. There we go. Yeah, it's inside the fender liner. You can't see it. Okay. Let's see. There's the tool. Oh yeah, 1/2 inch is perfect. Well, now I know. I'm not under the car trying to do it. Just keep the drill bit with it. See, I can use the little tool here to put that right in there. The little adapter that I got. Oops. I need about 10 hands, and I make sure it's on tighten. There we go. So you put the wrench on there, and very carefully push on it while you're doing it. I think this battery's dead. one thing is, let me see. Yep. Oh yeah, we better. These new batteries now, when they get so low, it just quits working. Because you don't never want to discharge a lithium-ion battery all the way. It's very dangerous. Oh, it just kills the battery too. Beautiful. And now you got a nice threaded hole. Oh. Let me see if I can get a color here. Extension, get it out of the way. Now that'll hold it so I can use my punch to easier. When it gets below certain amperage, the circuit turns off. That way you don't discharge the hell out of it, ruin your battery, or overheat the battery. Same thing with charging it. It doesn't let you overcharge it, hopefully. Oh yeah, good. This thing fits right in there. Let's see if I can just do the 1/2 inch without walking up to it. Oh. I'm glad it cuts off like that. I'd be hurting myself really bad right now. Oh, like that. Oh, it didn't feel good. It should be good enough. I don't want to waller it out. Yeah, that fits in there nice. Be very careful when you're doing stuff like this to not wipe away the little burr with your hand. I know it's a bad habit. I do it all the time. When you go like this to wipe it away, all of a sudden you're bleeding all over. Oops. Yeah, 'cause those little curly cues coming out of there are little razor blades. That'll cut you up really bad. Yeah, that clips in nice. There's a little bit of action on there. Let's see, what can I use for that? Big old screwdriver. And let's see, use for a hammer. Everything's a hammer, right? Just tap on it. There's a little bit of a burr hanging out. I won't let it be level. There we go. See, I just did it again. Oh well. Hey, if you don't cut yourself, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't working. That's what my grandpa used to say. I was too young to even know what he was talking about. I'm like, shit, man, what's wrong with my ratchet? Oh, nothing, dummy. You gotta. Kind of a learning curve with this. I've never used this kind before. I always use a riv nut, you know. I got the OTC riv nut gun, but I thought, you know, the riv nuts really aren't going to anchor very well with something like this. Riv nuts are the best for if you got sheet metal to sheet metal. That's where those come in handy. But hard mounting something, I don't trust just the pinching together of a riv nut. Yeah, I was afraid of that. The way it was turning, the threads tore out. So let me see if I can just knock it out of there. I got 100 of them. Always something. Yeah, you gotta drill it out. Just like a molly bolt. it's just turning. Just gotta get pride on it here. Price. Prize. Yep, there we go. Turn it just a little bit too much. It's one of the drawbacks of aluminum. Go back in 1 second. And I'm back. Yeah, I just got to be careful how much I draw it tight. There's no reason to crank it down until it breaks. That's ridiculous. Like what I just did. Probably doesn't help. I'm using a power tool to do it. Just have to be careful. Just until it quits moving, that's just fine. I don't need to tighten it up. Something about a rib nut too. You can sit there and, I got one of those, the OTC, real one. It's quite a bit of money for this stupid thing. But you go like this, then all of a sudden it pulls through. We're like, what the hell? And you just, rip. It's like you don't realize, how much you're clamping on it. That's one more thing too. I couldn't use the rib nut thing. It's like, where am I going? There ain't no room for that. Okay, I'm not gonna put the filter on until I got lines to hook to it. I don't want to leave it exposed to the elements like that. Have some bug crawl inside of it or some shit. That'd be my my luck. Come on, damn it. Ooh. Line them both up, have them go in. I think the holes are off like just a couple of millimeters. That's all it takes with an angle like that. But it'll line up. I'm not worried about that. Oh yeah, that's on there. Very nice. So I put the screw back in there on the clamp, that way I don't lose it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, so sick of smelling gas, huh? That came out of there pretty forcefully. What the hell was that about? Very weird. Usually the check valve is in the return line, that way it doesn't empty the fuel rail. But the return line is dead on this, so it leaks all over. I thought, oh, there's not going to be any pressure in there. Must be on the other side. As you saw, I pulled the pressure line off and psst, holy crap. Now, I haven't run this forever. The fuel pump fuse is out of it. When I was, what do you call it? Doing the tail light, I didn't want any power to anything. So I pulled the fuse out. I'll probably end up buying another package of those Molly bolts, because you only get like a 30 in the box. And problem like that, what happens if you run out in the middle of your job? That's all you're going to do. You know, can't have that happen. I have just enough to complete the job. You know. Just have to get it running and inspected right now. It's not going to pass inspection with a leaking fuel line. I can do the gas tank later, next year or even whenever. But the one place in the fuel line, the return line, I'm going to put a piece of rubber hose in there and a couple clamps and just, say, fuck it. Just as long as it passes. But then I'm thinking, geez, I'm under there anyway. But just to hell with it. I don't have time. Everything's taking a ridiculous amount of time because of my health and the weather. Oh, jeez. Almost fell over. So yeah, you got a nice view of that. Yeah. So that's where the filter is going. Yeah, Canadian Bubba, man, where are you? Haven't heard from you in a long time. Last time I saw, you had your C10 there at a car show, and you said if you can see it or whatever. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm sorry, with your other videos, like your house repair and all that, I don't get into. I even told Andrus of Ant's Pants, I said I don't get into, you know, house repair, or well, let's just watch a video for watching it, you know, because he's you know, versatile with things like that. And I just don't have the time anyway. But sure, go down inside the fucking. Let me get up here where I can reach it better. Well, I got a magnet to get it. The way this manifold's designed, another poor design by GM. It looks like a tunnel ram of some sort. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish. But each runner goes down, you got a main charge area, and then it goes down into each of them in the multi-port injector. And there's a big void under here that collects dirt and everything else. And this whole plenum is aluminum. Playing operation. Got it. Why do you have a magnet? I got 3 magnets. I got one really long, ridiculous one, in case you got to reach something. And I got that little penguin you just saw I put in your pocket. Alrighty, and then this is just a matter of putting upward pressure like that and like that. And there is your fuel rail, dripping fuel all over with the injectors. These are Bosch 3 injectors that I bought for this. I made a video of it last year. And I took all the... Let me get the gas out of it. Oh, that gas is so nasty. Whew. It's actually yellow, it's so old. It's like... Well... I had to put a gallon in there when I moved it, when they repaved the lot here. But it had a little bit in there, you know. And a new regulator I just put on there last year. Alrighty, let me get this plugged up. So I got port caps, they're called. Just different caps for whatever you want to plug up. A lot of garages will just have a bunch of these because a bunch of parts come, like transmissions and stuff, they come already capped. Yeah, that's not the right size. Let's see. Well, let's hope I have the right, enough of the right ones. I'll shove a rag down in there if I have to. Yeah, there we go. I've been up since about 6:30. I'm tired. I got 3 there, and wouldn't you know it, that's it. They give 3 of this size, 3 of this size. That's okay. I got bags and bags of rags. Can't dilly-dally around. I don't want something to go in there. Dilly-dally. And make sure there's no lint down in there. There's 1. 2 and 3. One of the drawbacks of not having a garage and big workbench and everything you see with these other YouTube channels. I don't have some dream shop, multi-million-dollar, just to work on my old car. I don't have a monetized YouTube channel. I was wondering why I only have 5 injectors. All right. Take a little piece of, get something to poke this down in there with. Just enough to hold it. Fold it over a couple times. Put it around your screwdriver. Get this out of the way. Just poking it enough to cover the hole. You ain't got to poke it in until it hits the bottom. All of a sudden you can't get it out. Just fold it over a couple times. Just like cleaning an old cap and ball rifle. You put the wadding in there. But this black walnut tree, holy crap, the leaves that fall off this thing, it's like that thing's on a mission. There we go. Oh. Alrighty, so I got that. I got the filter bracket mounted, and okay, got that out of the way. I can put the air tube back where it goes. Make sure it's on there, okay. I knew I had it going backward.